It's story time. I watched the movie last weekend and it all started this way. They met at a bar. And it also happened that at that time they met, that was when the guy's mom, Chris, the guy's name is Chris. Chris' mom was pressing him to come home with his girlfriend. And out of nowhere, this girl just fell into his arms. Nigerian movie and their system. The guy that was harassing this girl that made her come to Chris, like sort of just disappeared from the scene. He disappeared from the scene, we did not see him again. So this girl fell into his arms and then fainted. So him and his friend, Chris and his friend, took the girl home, and in the morning they were like, because you've made Chris' mom think that he actually has a girlfriend, you have to follow him home as his girlfriend. And the girl agreed. Not like she agreed immediately. She said, okay, let's talk about it. And then later she agreed. So she followed him home and they absolutely loved her. They loved her so much. And then Chris started falling in love with her. So everything was just going so well. I was like, I was on a Nigerian movie. But then the girl fainted again. That was when I started saying that this girl must have a terminal illness. Maybe she's dying or something. But she kept convincing Chris that it was work stress. In fact, they almost got me because at a time I started believing that, okay, maybe work stress can actually make someone to be fainting like this. So that was how she later agreed to leave the work so that she would stop fainting and then focus on her passion, which is writing. Things were all going well until the day she heard Chris discussing with his friend that he wants to propose to her. That was when things started going south. The way it should in Nigerian movies. Things go well, then go bad, very bad. So things started going south. Like, she said, no, we're going to break up because she's dying. Now, I want to talk about something else that is not the movie now. What are you going to do with your life if you discover that you're dying? God forbid, I know nobody wants to think about dying. But there was something that happened during the COVID. We were on lockdown and there was this tension. Nobody really knows whether the world is coming to an end, whether we're going to have our lives back, or things are going to go abnormal. Do you know that situation changed a lot of people's lives? It was after that lockdown I started YouTube. It was then I started, sharing my views, my opinions, because I'm very opinionated, but it has always been inside my head. But lockdown made me, think about it that, okay, if you're going to die, like, why not just live your life last before you die? So I started talking to people about not worrying, how you can't really change things in your life by worrying. For instance, the lockdown situation, nobody would have changed the situation by worrying. So a lot of people were listening to me at that time, and we all agreed to stop worrying and start living. And me doing this movie review is one of my starting to live activities. So I just want to think about it for a minute. If you know you're dying, what changes are you going to make in your life? What things are you going to start doing? What things are you going to stop doing? So that was actually what happened in this movie. Naya started doing a lot of things because she knew she was dying. The movie is an interesting one. I don't want to spill the tea, tell you everything that happened, because I want you to still go and watch it. So head over to Omoni Oboli's TV and see the movie ASAP. You can still come back here to tell me what you think. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. See you next week.